Hey everybody, welcome back. This is TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake, and good news, you are watching a very special episode. Why is it special? Well, this review is going to be on Excelsa, Vietnam. Now, Drake, you're saying, didn't we watch an Excelsa review before? Yes, you did. Very observant of you. We did Excelsa Philippines. This one is Vietnam. Now, why am I doing that? Well, check it out. The people over Excelsa saw my coffee review and liked it so much they reached out to me and they offered to send me Excelsa Vietnam, and of course I said yes. So what we have here, and we'll go into more of that in a minute, is Excelsa Vietnam. This was just they just roasted it and sent it off to me, and we're gonna discuss it, what Excelsa is, all that jazz coming up in just a minute. So first of all, let's go over really quickly the differences between the coffee beans. You have on one end Arabica. Arabica is the most common. It is most of the coffee you're going to drink out there, whether you buy it in the store or get it at a coffee shop, a cafe, it's Arabica. You have Robusta next. Now Robusta is, it's the smaller coffee bean and it's got more caffeine. You don't see it as much out there, but it is the second most common. You then have Liberica. Liberica is a very spicy bean. It's a spicy bean. It's like shoe leather and and a bunch of spices you find inside of your cabinet. It is very odd, very unique. I did a review on that you can check out too. I didn't particularly care for it, but it's a unique experience and interesting. Now, where does Excelsa fit on this? Now, Excelsa actually fits in like this. If you were to take some of the spiciness from Liberica and the beans of Arabica, the flavoring, it kind of falls in between. It's a very interesting and unique flavor. Now, I was not the biggest fan of the Philippines one because it was a little bit too spicy for me, but they were still so super cool about it. They really were. They sent me these. Now, I just want to say thank you to Olin. Olin over at Excelsa Coffee is the person that reached out. He sent me not one, but two of these, which we'll go into in a second. He sent me a pamphlet, a brochure on the coffee beans, Excelsa, Indonesia, and Philippines. Ooh, they have an Indonesia version I didn't know about. If you like this one, guys, I will definitely review the Indonesia one for you if you want. I didn't see it up online, so I wasn't able to get it. But there's a whole chart back here on where all this stuff comes in. Very cool. And, it goes into what makes Excelsa special: climate change resistant, non-GMO, and sustainable, half caffeinated, which we'll talk about in a minute, and it is highly sought after, unique flavor profile. So, very cool. He also gave me this handwritten letter. Thank you so much, Olin. And it meant so much to me that you reached out to me like that, and I am super happy and tickled pink that you like my review. Hopefully this review will go just as well. So all that being said, half caffeinated. This is naturally half caffeinated. Why is that important? Because, well, for me, I love coffee, but I only really drink it during the mornings because I don't want to drink it too late in the afternoon because I'm now older and caffeine does affect my sleep. Half caffeinated coffee is super cool because you can drink it later on in the day. You don't have to worry about staying up late. But this, I'm quite sure, if it's anything like the Philippines one, has the full flavor of regular coffee, and you don't got to deal with like getting special decaf coffee or anything like that. So, all that being said, I'm going to open this up. I will tell you right off the bat that when I got this in, the whole bag smelled like fresh roasted coffee. And right away I noticed completely different smell than the Philippines. I was going to bring it over here and do the Philippines one and show you. Through the magic of editing, I went and grabbed the Philippines one. Now, first, let's just go into this really quickly. I absolutely love these packagings. Very minimalistic, and I love it. Now, if you saw my reviews on dark matter coffee, I also love the ones that go crazy into artwork. But there's something about the eye appeal of this that basically is just saying we're doing coffee here, and that's all you're getting is coffee. And I actually really like it. But back to what I was saying, when this came in, I noticed that the smell of fresh roasted coffee was so strong, and I don't know if this is going to change now, but it did not smell anything like the Philippines coffee. I'm going to pop this open and give it a sniff now and see. Okay. This smells much more like an Arabica or Robusta than it does the Liberica, for sure. And, oh, wow. Wow, that's really interesting, guys. Maybe, honestly, I don't know, but like maybe you can explain it, Olin, if you want to reach back out to me and tell me, or if somebody in the comments section below, tell me why there's such a strong smell difference between Philippines and Vietnam. Now, this might not be fascinating to you guys, but it's fascinating to me because if you were to ask me, well, what do you think? I think it's because, and what I always say when it comes to single origin, single source countries and stuff like that, there are all these different flavors that you're getting from the ground. And you do find that with Arabica and Robusta, although Arabica more, where it comes from makes a big difference in the way that the bean tastes. However, when you're getting to something specifically like Excelsa, which is its own kind of a thing, again, the spiciness tends to be the number one thing when it comes to these things. There's a huge difference just in the smell alone between the Philippines and Vietnam. I mean, it's actually astounding. Like, I can't get over it. This is so much spicier in flavor than this. This smells much more like Arabica. So let's see the beans. The beans here, I'm going to make the assumption that it's medium roast, but again, Olin, please feel free to, or if anyone else knows, please feel free to correct me. There's, these are the beans. And let me see if I can get some Philippines beans. Okay, so I have, in my left hand here, I have the Vietnam. In my right hand, whew, I have the Philippines. And maybe you can see very similar looking beans. And it looks like they've been roasted pretty much the same. These are got to be like light to medium roast is what my thought process is on this. So, but the smell is completely different. I am actually surprised these are in the same genus, species, or whatever, because they taste just, I mean, they smell just so much different. So we're going to put Philippines away, as we already did that review, and we're going to get into some stuff about the Vietnam here. All right, let's grind this bad boy up. All right, here we go, guys. Fresh ground Vietnamese Excelsa coffee. Let's give it a sniff. Very nice, dude. This definitely smells like Arabica. I'm gonna be very impressed if this tastes like Arabica too, with the half calf. I mean, the spiciness of the Philippines one is almost non-existent. I just find it amazing. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea or cup of coffee or whatever, but stuff like that is always amazing to me, which is why it's so interesting when you get to visit these countries and see the beans being produced, all that stuff. So we're going to pop that in here. I'm going to get this brewing. First of all, let's go into pricing. Now, this is not cheap, but remember, this is a couple things. It's super important to remember. This is a specialty bean. You cannot go to just any store and get it. You have to specifically go online or go to the country itself to pick it up. This is $24 for 12 ounces, so the math is super easy. It's $2 an ounce. It is on the expensive side, but it is, again, specialty bean. What else is important to remember? They work hand in hand with the growers. Now, I've had this conversation with Olin. The money is, part of this is to pay the people a good amount of money for their labor and their product. So you are paying more. You could maybe get 12 ounces, for, well, actually the prices have changed recently with Arabica because of all that stuff going on. But in general, you could buy like a decent Arabica coffee at the store, 12 ounces for maybe $14 or something like that. So you're paying maybe $10 more roughly for this. But keep in mind all those things I said. It's super important to make sure the people that are producing these beans get paid for what they're producing. It's also specialty coffee. You don't grow it in as much batches. There's not like huge farms all over the world. The coffee belt does not, like all over the coffee belt does not produce this. This is produced in very specific areas because of the climates. So you're paying a little bit more. I'm very much excited about trying this coffee. So again, Olin, thank you so much for sending me this. We're going to let this brew up and give it a whirl. So this is done brewing. Let's get at it. Oof, that is different, man. That is very, very different. There's a sweet smell coming off of it. I can't quite place. The spiciness definitely came out a little bit more in the brewing. You didn't really smell it there in the beginning. It's not nearly as strong and pungent as the Philippines, but there's a sweet spiciness to it. Very smooth smell. So far, so good. I like this so far, Olin. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing I should probably note. Thank you, Olin and Excelsa, because you are my very first, I don't know how you'd put it, but item sent to me for review and where I didn't have to pay for it. That is super cool of you. And for people that have been watching my reviews, I will give an honest opinion regardless. And Olin is kind enough. He knows that. He definitely knows that because my Philippines review was a little bit of a mix. So I think, he's aware of that. But you guys, I will definitely tell you my honest feelings about this. This is not going to be something that I'm not a sellout, guys. I haven't reached that stage yet. I'm not I don't get advertising money or anything like that. So, but anyway, on that note, it's very interesting and unique. I can't imagine these Excelsas would be a daily drinker. However, it could be a fun mix to put in there. So let's give it a whirl. Oh, wow. That is very interesting. So right off the bat, it tastes nothing like the Philippines. I mean, maybe some very light tones of the Philippines coffee, but it's its own thing. Definitely its own thing, which is very interesting, which I am definitely interested to try the Indonesia version of it now. I can't even imagine if all three of these taste completely different, but that'd be really interesting. So there's no bitterness, there's no sourness. Again, I would like some clarification, so I will probably reach out again to Olin, but I'm guessing this is like light to medium roast. That being said, well, I should probably show you the coffee too. It is definitely a darker coffee when it comes through, and I put 10 ounces of water in here, and there's a fruity sweetness almost on the tip of your tongue when you first taste it. It's a tiny, maybe a drop of like sour that comes with that fruitiness, but it's very mild, very, very mild. And then as it rolls over your tongue, you're getting light spices. And then there's absolutely okay, wait a minute. I do kind of taste like a grapefruity kind of sourness almost as well. That kind of in your mouth. It just kind of hit me all of a sudden. Like it reminds me of eating a grapefruit. That little light sourness, which is very interesting. That's not, by the way, those aren't bad things. Picking out individual notes is new to me, and it's super cool. And I think it's also fun because everyone has maybe a different kind of experience with it. But I taste grapefruit sourness. And honestly, that's the first time I've ever tasted a coffee and been able to pick out a specific fruit kind of flavor. Yeah, this is cool. It's very, okay, so yeah, I could just go on and on and on. It's a very surprising coffee. It's very easy to drink. There's a lot of flavoring going on in there, and it's very smooth. Very, 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 very smooth. All those tastes that I'm describing are very light tones. And this is, again, easy to drink. Philippines was not easy to drink. It was very rough drinking that. This is, it's a whole nother experience. So I have to say, a definite thumbs up. This is a unique coffee. Half caffeinated is super cool because, again, you can drink it later on in the day. I highly recommend trying this. Even it's if you're going to try, if you want to get into coffees and try the different types, and you want to get over to the Arabica eventually, go to Excelsa first. It will be a nice stepping stone between the two. Whether you try the Vietnamese or the Philippines is up to you. Philippines is definitely a little bit more wilder in flavor, not particularly my favorite, but this is definitely very good. So all that being said, here's my thing. Here's the contest. You ready? I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. Sometimes these videos don't get like a ton of views, and I get very few interactions in the comment section, so let's try to do this. Olin was nice enough to not just send me one, but two. He sent me two of these Excelsa Vietnams. This one has not been opened, and it can be yours for free. I will ship it anywhere in the continental United States for free at my cost. What has to happen for that are these two requirements. Number one, and this is a stretch, I know, I would like to see at least 1,000 views on this. If we can get to 1,000 views, that's the first trigger. And number two, you have to leave a comment. I want my comment section full of comments, and you tell me why you would like to try this coffee, Excelsa Vietnam. And I will give this for free to the best comment that I get. And again, over 1,000 views. So it's worth it. It's free. I will pay for the cost of shipping. And Olin has given this to me. And I would love to give it to you. So on that note, I will also send this lovely brochure that they sent along. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to excelsacoffee.com. That's their website. And if you can reach out to them, ask them more about it. And Olin, last note, I am, again, very interested in the Indonesia coffee. I will probably reach out to you and see if you give me a description of it, because I'm interested. These were so unique and different. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Excelsa coffee is worth trying. And again, thank you so much, Olin. I really appreciate that. That was super cool. You guys have a chance to get some free coffee. And if this contest goes well, I have so many other things I'd like to do as well. Be giving away other free things. And let's make this a thing, guys. So on that note, I'm Drake. You've been watching TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake. Thanks again to Excelsa Coffee and Olin. And guys, watch the video, leave a comment, and you could win a bag of this for free. Enjoy your coffee, and I hope, this has got to be April by now, I'm hoping you're having an awesome April. See you in the next video.